This is World of the Lost by Rafael Chandler. It's an adventure module for Lamentations of the Flame Princess. This is a hex crawl adventure with a kind of central dungeon that's set in 16th century Africa, in Nigeria specifically, but it is really useful and worth getting if you play any kind of Dungeons and Dragons. So, for those of you who don't know who Rafael Chandler is, he's somebody who's been involved in old school gaming for a while. He's written other books for Lamentations of the Flame Princess, No Salvation for Witches being one of them. Another one he's done for like 1E, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, is Slaughter Grid. He's maybe known for over-the-top, heavy metal, really graphic, explicit, gory, kind of doubling down on the satanic panic, demonic reputation of D&D from the 80s in a fun way. This book is something a little bit different. When I picked it up, I had heard very little about it. I read one review and I thought I'd take a chance, and it's really great. And I think a lot of people who might not normally go in for Lamentations of the Flame Princess or for Rafael Chandler's stuff might want to look at it. So here's the front cover. Take a quick look at the back cover. Already you'll get a sense of what maybe this is about. I'm not going to show a lot of the inside of the book, mainly because there's a lot of spoilers in here, and I want to leave as much surprise as possible. Like most of the Lamentation stuff, it's really well made. The art's fantastic. It's got great layout. But I guess what I want to kind of feature here is that even if you don't run Lamentations of Flame Princess, if you run 5e or you run some other type of D&D Pathfinder or something else, this is a useful book, and it's something different. Okay, with it, I'm going to kind of show you the end papers, of which, of course, are utilized like most Lamentations stuff is. You got the creative contents. This first section here in the end papers deals with the city of Karima, which is the city kind of the PCs kind of start off in. And the layout, the reason for this is great, is you get things like characters want to ask about local rumors. It's on this page. Buy new weapons and armor. It's on that page. Corrals get into trouble. Explore the palace. Find someone who might hire them. Get cured or healed at a temple. They get cured or healed, but they can't pay for it. Get food at a tavern. Wander near the palace or wander through the city. All these things have page numbers to reference right away. You've got your weapons chart and armor here. It's a little different. You've got your factions and your sections of this different city. The book itself is kind of broken out into 4 main sections, the first of which deals with the city of Karima and the culture involved. The second one will be the plateau that's outside of Karima, which is where most of the hex crawl and the main adventure is going to be. There is a dungeon, as well as a bestiary, and I want to kind of feature some of the really great things about it. So first of all, the culture of Karima is very well drawn, but it's not a lore dump. It gives you a lot of random tables that kind of let you extrapolate the city quickly and give you a sense of flavor with not very many words. So there are a number of laws within the city that if the PCs who may not know, they're kind of like new to the city. It's kind of like the barbarians coming to Tecumseh, don't know the culture. If they commit a crime, they may be given a chance to complete a mission to avoid severe punishment, which is a nice way to kind of prompt adventure. It gets people moving and doing something right away. It kind of breaks the city down into 8 districts besides the palace, just different locations. It goes into the different NPCs. There's 4 factions within the city. There is the Royal Guard, the Mino, who are all female. To me, this kind of setting has kind of a Wakanda vibe to it a little bit. And so on and so forth. You got tavern names, which is awesome. Just, stuff that's really helpful at the table. New weapons. You have a section on religion with the gods of Karima, as well as other gods you can generate, as well as new cleric spells for those gods, which is perfect. It's a great way to world build. You get this layout in 2 pages here just for that, but that does a lot of work right away. Different events and structures, 2-page spread of rumors, the detailed section about the palace, how to generate the palace randomly, a few pages of NPCs, a list of female names and male names. This is great for any Lamentations game, which gives you kind of an African set of names, Chinese, English, Moroccan, Dutch, French, Portuguese. It's super useful no matter what kind of Lamentations game you play or any kind of real-world setting. More NPC tables. With the plateau, I'm going to kind of skip some information, but give you a kind of sense of the keyed hexes here. These keyed hexes give you not just some a monster to encounter or an adventure site, but a situation that's going on, which generates things happening. And as I'll show you in a second, there is a map that's included for the hex crawl that will kind of break up all of these out. On the plateau, there is a kind of a central dungeon. I'm not going to show you anything about that because it should be totally a surprise. So I'm going to kind of skip that section entirely to the 4th chapter here, the Bestiary, which is, first of all, you get like 4 pages, about almost 50 normal animals statted out for Lamentations of the Flame Princess, which is super helpful. Lamentations does not go into a lot of freaky humanoid monsters. There's not goblins and orcs. They're not dragons or that kind of thing. It is kind of a monster of the week, the special, the vampire, the werewolf kind of thing. It's that's its most conventional, but usually it's like weird oozes and psionic gel, or like strange creatures. But it's nice, it's really nice here to have normal animals that you could use for other, parts of the world. Tigers, lions, those kind of things. Wild dogs. That's super helpful in any kind of game. And again, like they're all statted for Lamentations. Then at the back here, there's an appendix with diseases and mutations. So you get diseases, the incubation time, the symptoms, the after effects. Mutations is a table you can roll on, which is, again, portable into any other kind of game like this. And then in the back here, you have like a little slot for your big pull-out hex map. I won't kind of show the whole thing, but there are 5-mile hexes, which is really great. Nice to look at. And the back-end papers kind of give you hex crawl rules. So you get a list of the encounters, distance rules, important locations, weather, hazards, enemies, random encounters, that kind of thing. So, this is a really great book. And I guess like no matter what kind of fantasy RPG you play, this is worth taking a look at, worth picking up. I'll throw down some links in below for both the U.S. Lamentation store as well as the home store in Europe, which both have copies of it, looks like. So they're both available. And like I said, I don't think people know about this one very much, or maybe they stay away from it because of either the name of Lamentations or the reputation for gore that Rafael Chandler's adventures have. But it's really like just a good D&D adventure with some weird twists. There are definitely weird twists to this. It's not, although it's conventional for Lamentations, a conventional Lamentations adventure is still way more strange and weird than most people's D&D. And then, as it's kind of shown here, it does list playtesters here. So this is something that actually got run before it was published, which is important to kind of note, since a lot of adventures don't. So it's worth a look, and if you are so inclined, check it out.